rainbow. So many colors in the morning sun. So many colors. Hey, 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 it's Green Thumbs Up Day. It is Sunday, another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Subhanallah. You're listening to Green Thumbs Up. We're that gardening and natural living show you didn't know you needed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all my dear listeners out there. I'm your host, Rabia Carvalho. And if you're joining us on 90.4 FM in Durban or maybe Pietermaritzburg, 105.6 FM, I would urge you, if at all you do have YouTube or you have a Facebook, get on there because today this place looks a little bit like, I don't know, some sort of a strange pharmacy. Because today we have a super awesome show planned for you. And what I'm wanting to do is to answer a question that came in from a listener in the week. I'll read the question to you, and then we will proceed. We will proceed with the actual demonstration. Oh my goodness, that's our demonstration. But today we're going to be touching on aging the natural way. We are that gardening and natural living show. So before we talk about aging, we always do a little spot of gardening, don't we? We do a spot of gardening. And just before that, we typically have a little joke for you or a little riddle. And so today's riddle is a very silly little riddle. When do you know that a banana wants to dance? Asfat Fili, our sound engineer today, is looking very confused. When do you know that a banana wants to dance?
When he wants to do a split.
I love that. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Asfat?
Alhamdulillah, and you?
Alhamdulillah. When it wants to do a split. I love that. It actually isn't the answer I was looking for, but I think it's even better because the answer I had was when you see a banana shake. But doing the split and doing the shake, both great ways to dance. So we have this awesome lady that is out in the UK. And she's a gardener. And, you know, we love to talk about gardening all over the world. And so we have a little voice clip from her about her garden that she has going on the line. Let's see if we can get it. She's basically taken a little box about 1 meter by 50 centimeters. And in that, she's growing all sorts of things. Let's have a listen to it. Okay, we're just lining that up for you.
Container bed because I wanted to see how much food I could grow in just half a square meter. I divided it into 3 sections and I started with a mix of different mustard leaves, a mix of different lettuces and a mix of different radishes. And it grew so well. Raised off the ground, I did nothing to protect it from slugs and snails. And whilst other things in my garden were getting devoured, these beautiful mustard greens came out perfectly. I was picking them for a couple of months and putting them into all sorts of dishes. They're very versatile, but my favourite were these crispy green pancakes. The radish seeds I sowed were very happy growing in the cooler months of spring, lots of lush leaves which you can eat all of, and I made delicious pickles. This was like having my own salad bar on tap. There was loads of different leaves to pick whenever I wanted, but I also harvested these beautiful heads of lettuce. And as summer arrived, the radishes were replaced with dwarf tomatoes and supermarket basil that I just split up and planted around the bed. I let the mustards flower and the bees loved it. Then I replaced them with a courgette. The last of the lettuce gave me a good final harvest, and then I put in a grafted aubergine and parsley. In my opinion, the best herb you can grow from the supermarket. It lives for well over a year, and because you get so much parsley for so many months, you end up with 100 times what you bought in the shops, and great for making tabbouleh salad. And then those beautiful little tomatoes, perfect slow roasted for breakfast with toast. So much basil all summer long. And even homegrown aubergines, which produced even though the summer was pretty dreary and were perfect in baba ganoush. A reminder that even the smallest spaces have more potential than you might think.
Well, there you have it. Can you believe it? Just a tiny little space, and she's growing so much stuff. Now, her name is Martha, and you can catch Martha on the social medias as well. And just go and have a look at her gardening. She's just a home gardener. She's not doing this for business at all, but she just has this wonderful approach to the kind of the curiosity about what you can grow and what you can eat from your garden. And if you want to follow her, her handle is Marf's Garden. That's instead of Martha, it's MARF for Freddie and then S for sugar. So Marf's Garden, all one word. And you can go ahead and follow her. She's out in the UK and doing lots of lovely, lovely home gardening. Wasn't that so much fun to listen to how much, as the year progresses, you can change what's in your garden and replace. The lettuce is going away, right? Let's plant something else in its place. And in that way, different plants use up different nutrients. We also use different nutrients for different things to keep our bodies strong, to keep our bodies healthy. And let's face it, to stop our bodies from falling apart before the time is up, because we are all on a one-way track to falling apart. From the moment we are born, we are heading to the grave, and that's the reality, right? But in between, we have some lovely stops that we make in life, and we want to be in our healthiest state. So this whole episode today, this show today, is not about vanity, but rather about growing old gracefully and living your best life, basically, with the body that you have, because our bodies are given us in Amana. And now, why this show? Well, I received, as I said, various messages on my TikTok, on my Instagram. I always get questions about anti-aging. And I do a lot of anti-aging stuff. You can find a lot of it on my social media, which is Life Coach Rabia. You can find me there. And we've just got a couple of messages that came in. Let me check. Okay, we'll get to those just a little bit later. I want to read you the message that actually came in. And as a result of which we now have this particular show. And that is, Assalamu alaikum. This is from Fadila Hafaji. And she said, Assalamu alaikum, please forgive me for the direct message, but I didn't know how else to contact you. I am an avid listener to your radio show on Sunday mornings. So, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Fadila, and really appreciate all your knowledge with plants, etc. I am looking for your skincare routine. I do remember seeing a video some time back, but can't seem to find it. I would appreciate if you could share your tips for skincare so that we can have amazing, youthful, beautiful skin. So this prompted me to think, why not talk about not just skincare, but anti-aging as a whole, and hence all of this paraphernalia that we have in front of me at the moment, which is quite a lot of paraphernalia. So let's talk today about rejuvenation, staying healthy. It's a little bit of a masterclass, but we still want to keep it fun. We want to keep it fun and upbeat because yes, we are all about education, but we're also about having fun. So why don't you send us your home remedy tips for skin and health so that we can share it with other people as well, all of our listeners, because sharing is caring. And we all wanted to share the most beautiful things with one another. So therefore, the WhatsApp number that you can use to WhatsApp us this morning is 060 904 1056. If you know that number, please go ahead and WhatsApp us your favorite tips. We can all relate to, no matter what age you are.
WhatsApp us now on 060 904 1056.
Thank you, Jazakallah, to our sound engineer. There it is. So we can all relate to waking up in the morning, whatever age you are, and sometimes you're just not feeling your best self. You're not feeling your eggs sometimes. And it shows on our skin and it shows in our body. And that's just the thing, is that what happens to us and happens with us basically reflects on our skin. It reflects in our ability to cope. And so let's start by looking at the internal health, because that's important. I'm going to go very quickly through it. So if you got your pens and paper, today is all natural apothecary. So you can send your questions in. Let's start with internal health. We have different systems. So the very first system we want to take care of is the brain, because if the noggin ain't noggin, we ain't functioning. So my favorite supplements for the brain, and remember folks, I have to say the disclaimer, always consult with your medical doctor. plants can and do interact with medication. And just because they are natural does not mean that they are not strong. They actually are very strong. So let's talk about what you could do for your brain. First thing is lion's mane. If you do not know about lion's mane, that's a medicinal mushroom. Look it up, get it. It's amazing. It's going to help your memory, prevent dementia, Alzheimer's, keep the circulation in the blood going. The blood circulation in the brain going very well. So it's going to help for your memory. So if your noggin is not noggin, you probably need lion's mane. One of the things for the brain that I absolutely love. The other thing that I love for the brain works great for the body as well. And it works by basically rebuilding your veins and your arteries from scratch. And that is berberine, also comes from a plant. These are available in tinctures, capsules, whatever. Do your research, have a look at it, chat to your doctors about it. So cardiovascular health, cerebrovascular health, that's the brain and the body and the gut, berberine. Berberine also helps to keep your body young because it's going to keep the gut functioning properly. It's going to keep the brain functioning properly, and it's going to give you all sorts of wonderful energy that you need first thing in the morning. Okay, a wonderful anti-aging for the gut as well as berberine. We're going brain to gut, cardiovascular health is, of course, resveratrol. Now, resveratrol is one of my best kept secrets in my skincare routine and in my general healthcare routine. Resveratrol works on the DNA of our bodies, works on something called the telomeres, and this is all biohacking stuff. You can find out more information about, and Google is your friend, resveratrol. If you're going to have resveratrol, go ahead and have that with a little bit of yogurt because it is not water soluble. It needs a little bit of that fattiness, and so yogurt is a great one to have it with. Try to avoid the sugar, so plain yogurt. When to take your resveratrol, you can take it in the morning before food, or you can take it in the evening before bed. Resveratrol, berberine, lion's mane, these three things form a really, really good foundation for mood health, brain health, cardiovascular health, gut health, even urinary tract health, because that's the other system we need to look at is removal of toxins. And toxins are removed from our body through not just our digestive tract, but also through our lymphatic drainage system, through our sweat process. We've got a message that's come in from Sister Razia Khan. Salams, beloved Rabia. I just made a health drink with carrot, ginger, chili, apple, chia seeds, and spinach for a cancer patient. It's my own concoction. What do you think? Let's have a look at this. So I love that you've got the carrot in there. I love that you've got the ginger and even the chili in there for circulation. I hope you've gone with a mild one, something like a cayenne pepper chili. Apple is a little sugary, but it makes a nice foundation. You could use apple, you could use cucumber as well, because cucumber is very hydrating. Chia seeds, a wonderful choice, packed with protein. Spinach, great, depending on the type of cancer. Remember, spinach is quite high in oxalates, which can be heavy on the kidneys. So I love that you are making this. I love that you are, and you know what? None of anything you've put here is dangerous unless you were taking massive amounts of it on an ongoing basis. And I love that you've done that. So Jazakallah for sharing that, Razia. That is absolutely wonderful. A lovely smoothie. Wonderful way to start the day just generally anyway with greens, right? So let's talk then we were talking about getting rid of toxins in the body. And who knows what do we need to wash things away? Who remembers that old advert from the 70s, 80s? I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. No, it's water. It's water. We're not going to wash anybody out of our hair, but we are going to wash toxins. And that is water. So we drink water. That's great for us. Also alternating hot and cold water. Very, very, very good for us. If we're in the shower, we put that shower on hot. Before you leave the shower, Just take those few seconds of cold water and let it run over your body. Great for your skin health, great for your hair follicles. And if you're washing or putting your feet into cold water or letting that cold water spray on your feet before you get out the shower, it has a wonderful benefit on the urinary tract, the kidneys. So water is not just water, but herbal infusions. And in front of me, I have quite a few different herbs and plants and things. One that I've got the actual plant for here, because I wanted you to see the plant itself, is elderberry. Elderberry, this is my little elderberry plant. And she is lovely. Now, the elderberry plant is great to keep bugs away. It's an insecticidal plant, right? An anti-insecticide plant, but it is also fantastic for the skin. Psoriasis, dry skin, all sorts of dermatitis. We take a little bit of these leaves, just 1 or 2 of these leaves, in a cup of boiling water. Make yourself a cup of tea and use it as a wash. So there, you can drink the tea internally, but you can also use it as a wash externally. Also to hydrate your skin. Elderberry hydrates the skin beautifully, as does aloe vera. Now, it sounds like we're jumping around a lot, but we're not, because all of these things are interrelated. So you've got your water, you've got your tea infusions, things like elderberry, things like sage. Here we have a beautiful looking thing, Shima. I harvested it this morning, but it's looking a little wilted since it's been waiting here in studio. And of course, we've got borage. Borage is a wonderful, wonderful plant to make a tea from. And here we have some borage flowers, which, by the way, are absolutely deliciously delumptious, and they taste like cucumber. All you do is take the flower, pull it off and pop it in your mouth. Freshens the breath, tastes like cucumber, and it's great for your skin. Borage leaves can be used in salads, it can be used in teas, it can be used as a wash. And guess what? Borage leaf is so great on the skin that if you have been bitten by spiders, borage leaves, just crush them up, make like a paste with them, with a tiny little bit of water, just enough to mix it in, and put it onto where that spider bite is to draw out the poisons and the toxins. Back in the day, it was even used for snake bites. But yeah, now we can all relate to mosquito bites. And if you want to keep mosquitoes away, elderberry is one of the things that you can do while you're in the garden. Put sprigs of elderberry in your hat, and off you go. If you've been bitten by it, now you know what to do. Grab the borage leaves, squish them up, and put them on that bite and on that sting. In terms of hydration, not just the infusions, but then coconut water is amazing to hydrate us and to hydrate specifically our skin. If you're drinking water, why not throw in some collagen? Collagen, I'm going to cover the brand over there. This is a halal type of collagen. This is a powder form. You can have collagen in powder form, in capsule form. The more you age, the more you need collagen. However, if you're a heart patient or you have high blood pressure, watch out for collagen. Be sure you check with your doctor first. And add that to your water. So water hydrating is very, very, very important. Think about a washcloth. Leave the washcloth in the sun. It goes all dry and crusty and hard, and then you can do nothing with it. So the point of skin, it is the biggest organ in our body. We need to keep it hydrated. We need to keep the blood flowing beautifully in it, carrying the nutrients, carrying the oxygen. And what is another way to take care of the skin, give it oxygen and allow it to stay fresh? If you were to look out over this whole table here, Asfath, with all of these things that are lying here, could you like instinctively pick one that you think might oxygenate the body? Water, yes, water. Of course, we've just spoken about water, but here's one that's unexpected for you. And this is just one version of a red light. You get these red lights for massages, you get these red lights for backache, for arthritis, pain and things. Red light, infrared light, is one of the very best kept secrets in skincare.
Yeah, doesn't that stimulate like blood flow?
Yes, it stimulates blood flow. Sorry, I can bring your mic down. It stimulates blood flow. It also actually works to revive and revitalize the mitochondria in cells, which is basically your energy system inside every little cell. Mitochondria. Yes, it's a small little part of the cell, but your infrared light works wonders. And if you have an event and you're wanting your skin to look great the next day, put some infrared light on there. Make sure you use goggles if you have a big light like this, but there are other types of infrared lights that you can use. And for the guys, if you are losing your hair or your beard is getting thin, infrared light, it works very well, yes, to stimulate to stimulate that the follicles in your beard or in your face. So what do you apply? Could you apply something to your face first or to your hair first, ladies or gents, sisters or brothers? And we all know those days when our hair is just not looking great. Infrared light works great. How do you use it? Well, you sit under it or you put it over you. You know, you let it kind of stand with. I had another little gadget here that I want you to show you. I'll find it after the ad break in terms of red light. But you can put on your face hyaluronic acid. It does come from plants as well. So hyaluronic acid is a great one to put onto your skin when you're using red light. But aloe vera gel. Now here I have an aloe vera gel that is one of my favorites. You can see it's very well used because aloe vera gel forms a super foundation. So what do I use on my skin? One of the things is aloe vera gel with the infrared lights. The other thing that I love on my skin is castor oil. Castor oil, castor oil, castor oil. We've got a message from Brother Khalil Sheikh Hussein, who he says, listening to your program now, I wholesale fruit and nut trees and I supply elderberry plants. Oh, subhanAllah, that's awesome. So there we go. Sister Razia Khan sent us a picture of her smoothie. How absolutely beautiful, darling. It looks just beautiful and yummy and delicious and thick and healthy. So back to the skin. If you're using your infrared light, aloe vera gel works well. The other one that works exceptionally well is castor oil. If you know me, castor oil is my best friend. Castor oil for your skin, castor oil for your belly button so that it goes deep into your skin, deep into your organs. Castor oil for your eyes, for cataracts. Castor oil to grow your eyelashes, your eyebrows. Great castor oil. Castor oil is also great for hard skin on your feet, elbows, hands, knees, heels, and elbows, all of those things. Yes, castor oil. So we're talking about the very basics at the moment. We've spoken about the light. We've spoken about water. Now, with the light, we're using some aloe vera gel. We're using some castor oil. And my other favorite that I didn't bring with me to show you is rosehip seed oil. Rosehip seed oil is something that I use at least once a week before I go to bed. Slather it on the face. It absorbs absolutely beautifully. It smells really well. And you wake up in the morning just feeling a little bit more bright and shiny and not so lackluster. So there we go. Give that a try. Castor oil, rosehip seed oil. But now you say to me, gosh, Rabia, just the lights and the oils? Wow, our skin is amazing. There's waters, infusions, there's herbs. And we're going to come back after this ad break. We're going to talk a little bit more about herbs. And I'm going to be mixing you up a face mask here that you can use for your face for different types of things. So let's go to that ad break and we'll be right back after this.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
You've spent all that time, effort, and energy putting together an incredible business. Now, you need to tell people about your business. Advertising and marketing, it's what we do. Listen to this.
I'd like to say thank you to Al Ansar because after we aired last week, massive feedback, massive interest, which has been great. We've got so many potential clients in all the different areas from Pietermaritzburg to Durban North to Virginia.
Speak directly to your target audience. Get in touch with our sales department on 031 208 1601.
اقرأ وافهم. read and understand the Holy Quran. Your program giving you the most powerful manual for life. It's the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the Last Testament. The ayahs are recited, translated and explained for us to understand by various learned scholars of Islam. Comes to you every Sunday at 8 p.m. and Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Iqra wafham. Read and understand.
They convince the world to believe that terrorists look like beards and thobes. Now, as the facade cracks, one martyr after another, the world sees through the broken windows and now knows the true face of terrorism. It wears suits and ties and smiles behind lies.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا عزيز
Radio Ansar. Boom, 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 boom.
A little boy went first day at school. He got some crayons and he started to draw. He put colors all over the paper. Colors was what he saw. The teacher said, "What you doing, young man?"
Welcome back to Green Thumbs Up, and we are doing all sorts of anti-aging stuff this morning. We've spoken a little bit about water, hydration, brain health, cardiovascular, all of these little things, and now we're zooming in on the skin with the infrared light and some of the oils, but we're going to go through a little bit more detail for your herbs. Here's a summary for you. Elderberry, I've shown you, that's a great one to use. Aloe vera, I've shown you, is a great one to use. When you purchase, if you purchase aloe vera gel, go and have a look at the ingredients at the back. There's a whole list of ingredients. If the very last ingredient is aloe vera, don't get it. Because normally ingredients are listed on products by order of how much there is of a thing in the thing. So normally with aloe vera gel, you'll see the first one is aqua, which is water. If aloe vera is the last one, then you're not getting much in. The thing about aloe vera also is that it oxidates very, very quickly. So it kind of goes brown, it loses its healing properties very quickly. And they haven't actually figured out a way to preserve all of the healing capabilities of aloe vera in a gel. So if you have the plant, use the plant instead. So elderberry is one, aloe vera is the other. Chamomile is a wonderful one. Just a little chamomile tea bag. Here we have a little chamomile tea bag. I'm not going to show you the brand again. Chamomile tea bag is wonderful, not just for drinking and calming the nerves, but great for the skin. If your skin is just, you've been out in the sun, a little cup of chamomile tea, let it cool down, take a face cloth, dip it in, put it on the face. How absolutely wonderful. You could even make that chamomile tea, put the cloth into the tea, and then put it in a little baggie in the freezer for a while so that it's cold, because our skin actually loves that change in temperature from hot to cold, as we said in the shower. So chamomile. Rose hips are absolutely wonderful things to have. I have the remains of my little rose hips, of my little rose petals. Sorry, these are my little rose, these little miniature roses. There we go. It's a little miniature rose. You can use the entire rose to make a rose water, or you can use rose water. But rose hip seed oil is very, very special. Very special because it promotes the body's own creation of collagen, and it erases your fine lines and wrinkles. It kind of plumps up the skin overnight. So rosehip is one you don't want to miss. Rosemary is the other, and it doesn't have to be fancy. It can just be this dry rosemary that you purchase from any store. It can just be this dry rosemary. Obviously, if you've got it growing in your garden, it's great to harvest, which is what I do. Harvest, break it apart, and then you can store it in an airtight jar, and there you've got rosemary. Why do you want rosemary? Rosemary is one that fights bacteria, microbes, infections. So if you've got psoriasis, it's a great one to use. If you've got pigmentation, it's a great one to use. You can use the herb in a tea, and then in a mask. You can use the herb to make an oil, all these things. But rosemary is an amazing herb for the beards and the hair. So what you would do to make your rosemary beard and hair oil is very, very easy. You will take olive oil or coconut oil. Okay. Almond oil is a nice one as well. Castor oil, jojoba oil, all of these oils are great oils for the skin. If you're going to use castor oil, you need a temperature gauge. You need a thermometer. Do not let it go over 50 degrees centigrade. Otherwise, you're going to kill off the goodness in the castor oil, and it may then become damaging for your skin. So don't do that. Make sure it's under 50 degrees. All you need is a teaspoon of the rosemary into the oil of your choice. 100 mils is great. If you want a weaker solution, you can use more oil. If you want it a bit stronger, you can use less oil. And you put it onto the heat. Don't ever let the oil boil. So don't let it kind of fry the rosemary, but let it gently work on the rosemary. And there you have a beautiful oil that you can apply to your beard. You can apply to your hair. You can apply to your skin if you have psoriasis, if you have dry skin, you have itchy skin, dermatitis, great for kids who've got chicken pox and measles and things, because it is antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial. Rosemary helps your blood circulation, so it's a great one to have in your foods and in your teas. You know, that's what sometimes I think we human beings, we think of there's us and then there's nature. So we go out into nature.
But aren't we nature?
Thank you. You've just made my point. We are nature. We are part and parcel of nature, and we see ourselves as separate. And you see these people, and sometimes we can all relate to going to someone's home, and not everybody likes plants, but everything is so like, chrome and marble. And there's no nature. There's no expression of I'm a human having a human existence within this world that is natural. And when I see that kind of thing, I gift people plants.
Yes. I think that like that would make like a very nice housewarming gift.
Yes. Yes, a plant. And you know what? If you're going to go with a plant, go with something that's easy to take care of. People like to give orchids. They're not always easy to take care of. Give them give them a herb. Give them a basil plant, something that they can then use to put on their window.
A herb.
Yes, herbs. Rosemary, thyme, sweet basil, things that chamomile that they can put on their kitchen windowsill and use in their cooking and in making a cup of tea. Right, a cup of tea. Why not? And then, of course, because we are a part of nature. So going back to our plants and our herbs, you can use the herbs in their natural state, their fresh state. I have a very important herb for skin health here. If you can see it on the camera, drop us a comment on the YouTube and on the Facebook. What is this? What is das? Was ist das? These are dandelions. Dandelions are wonderful producers of collagen. They are wonderful immune boosters. Back in the 1800s, there was a herbal teacher who used to say that you should once a year harvest and consume 100 stems of the dandelion. The stem of the dandelion is packed with nutrition and immune fighting and collagen building and cellular health building stuff. But it's not just the stem. It's the stem and it's the flowers and it's the leaves.
You know what I actually thought you were going to say your teacher said?
Yeah?
Thought you were going to say your teacher said the cheetah is faster than the lion.
The teacher is faster than Dandelion. Faster dandelion. See what you did there? Took me a moment. Yes, the dandelions. Dandelions are fantastic little things. Did you know you can put them in omelets?
No.
They're delicious. Dandelions actually taste yummy.
No way. You did not just eat that.
I did. You see? You can consume the flour just like that. So we have a message. Please, can you repeat the oils for itching skin? The oils for itching skin, castor oil is going to help you to soothe itching skin. Coconut oil is going to help you as well. Most oils, olive oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, all of these help for itching skin. If you're wanting to make an oil for the itching skin and that itch is from a dermatitis of some sort, psoriasis of some sort, then you're wanting rosemary. So it's 1 teaspoon of the dry rosemary, or you take a 1/4 cup of fresh rosemary and you put that into 100 milliliters of castor oil. Put those two in a pot. You can use other oils as well. If you're going to use the castor oil, do not let it go above 50 degrees centigrade. Let it simmer for a little bit and then you will take it out, strain it, keep it in a dark bottle or in a dark cupboard, and you can use it indefinitely. Another way to make oils that you can use for your skin is to literally just take a jar, fill it with a herb of your choice. Dry will always be stronger, and then top it up with the oil that has been warmed. Coconut, olive again, almond, jojoba, or any mix of these. You can mix these oils up as well. So jojoba oil, for instance, is more softening. Coconut oil is more hydrating. Olive oil is very moisturizing, very soothing. There's an oil that you might not be aware of, works very good for hair, and that is a very strong smelling, almost stinky smelling oil. No, amla oil is wonderful, but it is actually made of a cucurbit plant that looks like a aubergine. It's like from the melon family. So I'm talking about mustard oil.
Mustard oil.
Mustard oil. If you have very curly, very flyaway, very dry hair, applying mustard oil over a couple of hours will soften it such that you'll probably find you don't have, you could skip a day of washing your hair, a day or two even of washing your hair. And you shouldn't wash your hair every day anyway, but nonetheless, you could skip a longer period of time because you've used mustard oil in your hair. It has fed your oil and it has fed your hair and all the stuff has basically fallen out of it and it's strengthened your hair. So that is the answer to that question.
I actually wanted to ask you, how is the oils for your skin? Is it good for eczema patients?
Yes. To eczema patients, if castor oil is one of the best ones for eczema patients, and if you're using castor oil for eczema, it's great to use licorice root as well. Eczema and psoriasis can be very difficult to get rid of, and licorice root is one of those things that works wonders. Eczema, psoriasis, and even pigmentation. Pigmentation, licorice root works fantastic. You can make the tea, which is what we're going to do now. I've got a little thermos here of boiling water because I'm going to prepare a little face mask. And so I'm just going to put some boiling water in a bowl. There it is, some boiling water in a bowl. I've got maybe 1/3 of a cup of boiling water over there. I don't want to make too much of it. I'm going to use chamomile today because it's easier. If we were to use the herbs, we would need to actually let them be in boiling water for 5 to 10 minutes. And ain't nobody got that time on this show because time flies. So we're making a chamomile tea in this little bowl, just a little chamomile tea. And we are going to, instead of using the fresh herbs, I'm actually going to use some essential oils. A note on using essential oils on your skin. Could you put them directly, Asfath, do you think? Could you put them on your skin? Like you like lavender, so you just smear some lavender on your skin?
I don't think so.
No. It's going to burn. Kids that get a hold of essential oils can burn their skin. I had a mom call me in a panic state. Rabia, what do I do? My child got into my lavender essential oil, loves the smell, smeared it all over his body. 2-year-old. But the body has broken out into a severe rash. Very dangerous because they are so strong. But there is a very, very quick cure if you find that someone has applied essential oil onto the skin. olive oil.
Hey, so you're just walking around poison,
Yeah. Put the olive oil onto the skin, and there you go. Your kids get into all sorts of things. You'll be surprised the calls that I get. So we've got the chamomile tea in. I'm going to add only 2 drops of the lavender. This is quite strong, this particular brand. If you're buying essential oils, make sure you research the brand so that you don't have heavy metals, including mercury, in your essential oils, because then you're kind of undoing the goodness that you're doing. So here we have a very weak kind of a chamomile tea with 2 drops of lavender essential oil, which is, all of this is soothing and calming, and I do use this for my skin. To this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of good old
castor oil.
Castor oil is good for the skin. Here we go. We're going to add just, a teaspoon of the castor oil. No, oil and water do not mix, but they are going to mix with something else that we have here.
I can smell that lavender.
Can you smell the lavender from there? Yes, it's quite strong. Hey, this brand is very, very strong. In fact, 1 drop in a tablespoon of olive oil is enough to actually put onto your body. Yeah. So Salam, a great show. Khairun says, how do you get rid of acne marks? Well, this is a great recipe right here. This is a great recipe. You've got your castor oil, which is a great one to use on the day-to-day. But if you're wanting to put a mask on that area where you've got the acne masks, this is the acne marks. Yes, this is a great one. So your chamomile tea bag, 1 or 2 drops of lavender essential oil, a teaspoon of castor oil, and now you need another bowl, because when Rabia cooks, all the bowls come out.
I believe castor oil is also beneficial for removing stretch marks.
Yes, and cellulite. And fibroids within the wombs, and stomach issues and knots, and even if you have arthritis and joint pain, rheumatism, castor oil takes that pain away so fast that you think there must be something wrong with you. If you have ever heard of a bone spur, have you ever heard of a bone spur? It's like think of a little piece of bone, I suppose, but it's not really. It's a hard kind of granular thing that grows in your ankle, on the back of your Achilles heel sometimes. Sometimes you're practicing sports and you get this, and people say, oh, I've tried everything and I'm going to the doctor and they're going to cut it out. And I say, why? Mara, why? Don't cut it out. Just put castor oil. So let's do this quickly because our time is running out. I'm going to, in a clean bowl, I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of this mix, and then I'm going to take my secret weapon, which is bentonite clay. So among the clays, a zeolite clay is great for your skin and for your gut. Bentonite clay is great to almost instantly remove fine lines and wrinkles. Yes, so bentonite clay loves water and it consumes a lot of water. So I'm just going to take about a teaspoon. Let me take a little bit more because I've got two teaspoons there of the water, of the tea mix, and I'm going to mix it. Now, if you were to have a look on YouTube later on, this is recorded, you will find that as I mix it, the water disappears very, very, very quickly. So then I just have to keep adding more until I get to a paste. But you got to have a starting point, right? So this is my base, the bentonite clay mix. Bentonite, chamomile. You could use bentonite and aloe vera instead. Oh, there we go. Bentonite. Can you see that? There we go. Higher. This way. Face it this way. Okay. Aswat is trying to help me so you can all see it. There you go. So it gets quite pasty and crusty. Oh, there we go. And in the end, you have this, I'll show you on the teaspoon, you have this clay. I'll put it on the hand. There you go. This clay that you can just apply on your skin, rub it on, leave it on. It doesn't have to dry completely for it to work, okay? And then you're going to, once you wash it off, you're going to moisturize your skin. But see how it goes on very, very smooth if you are able to have a look. Otherwise, trust me, she goes on smooth. Asfat, yes, she gone on smooth. She has gone on smooth. There we go. So bentonite clay, you can use this as a base to make all sorts of face masks. For the gents, you're out at work, your skin is feeling stressed. This is a great one to just de-stress that skin. Why not have a face mask? Why should it be only for the ladies, right? So bentonite clay can be used with any kind of teas, tisane. So all those herbs that I mentioned, now it's up to you to get creative. I'm going to wipe this off, and those of you who are watching on video will be able to see, hopefully, some sort of, here we go, let's wipe it off. And there we have the two hands, the one and the other. Ignore the mark on the knuckle. I was gardening and cut myself. So there, what it feels like, it feels very smooth, it feels very moisturized, and of course the skin is very toned and very tight. So if you have a function, and gents or ladies, we want to have our skin looking pretty on that day and looking really nice, this is a super clay to make. It's a super one to use. And can you believe we have a message that's come in here. Could you please advise about bay leaf as a laxative? So bay leaf is not a very strong laxative, but it is one that you can use. If you're going to use dry leaves, you would take 2 leaves to a cup of boiling water. If you're going to use fresh leaves, you would take 4 leaves to a cup of boiling water. However, if you're looking for a laxative, I would recommend that you go with parsley instead of bay leaves. Don't use parsley tea for longer than 7 days. 7 days, take a break of 7 days if you are using it regularly. That will allow you to have a bowel movement very easily within 2 hours without any pain. And of course, senna is great. But that's the answer in terms of bay leaves. If you were using parsley, it's a teaspoon of dry parsley or a quarter cup of the fresh. If you are using senna, it is a teaspoon of dry or a quarter cup of fresh senna leaves. So that has been our show today, all about natural healing. What have I missed over here? I've missed Oris water, which is a great one for you. Oh, don't want to show the brand. Oris water is a great one for your skin as well, to revitalize, refresh your skin. So because we are all different, and some skins are dry, some skins are quite moist, some skins are combination, we kind of like trial and error what works for you. But castor oil typically works for everybody, as does rosehip seed oil. And people think, oh, I have dry skin, or I have oily skin. I don't want to put oil on my skin. Actually, when you have oily skin or oily hair, and then you use shampoo or lotions for oily skin, you are stripping the skin or the hair of oil. But then what happens? It comes back with a vengeance. So don't use products for oily skin and oily hair on oily skin and oily hair. Use normal products for oily skin and oily hair. And that brings us to the end of the show. I cannot believe time has flown today. There was other stuff I wanted to show you. I got the honey here, I got all the sage and everything, but next time is next time. So until next time, we've got Sister Salma Kazi Wahab coming up with our Nasheed Sunday. How wonderful the Sunday Lounge is coming to you. So stay tuned to her, and we will catch you next week. From myself and Asfat Fili, from the entire team at Radio Al Ansar, Assalamu alaikum
wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh.
I'm painting flowers, see? Well, this is not the time for art, young man. And anyway, flowers are green and red. There's a time for everything, young man. A way things should be done. You got to show concern for everyone else. You're not the only one. She said flowers are red. Green leaves are green. There's no need to see flowers any other way than the way they always have been seen. But the little boy said,
there are so many colors in the rainbow, so many colors in the morning sun, so many colors in the flower, and I see everyone.
well, the teacher said, you're sassy.